Girl, you can't be serious. I'm about to choke. Oh, hey. I'm just reading a book like I always do. Thank you for stopping by my channel. My name is Jana Lee. And today I'm going to review a book by Rain Lee called Memoirs of a Broken-Hearted Girl. The main character, her name is Golden. And I'm not sure how old she is. It didn't really mention it in the book, I don't think. But I think she's in her early 30s, if I'm not mistaken. And she's living with a guy named Bronte, who goes by Tay sometimes. And before we get into that, let's talk about her background. She had a toxic relationship with her parents. They didn't want her, and they made it known that they didn't want her. So as she got older, she had low self-esteem. I remember it saying that she kind of she went from one friend's home to another. Um, she was dating this guy, Will, and she moved in with him and his mom. And she fell in love with him. She really loved this guy. And she ended up pregnant. Well, come to find out, he was cheating. And the mother actually talked her into aborting the child. So she is like maybe 18. No, she wasn't. She was underage. She was about 16 when she had the abortion. And they had been living together for about a year at that time, or dating for a year. So after that, she did something to his car, and then she moved out, and she ran into her friend on the subway, and the parents let her move in with them. So when she was living with this other friend, the friend's brother, they kind of flirted with each other. She really liked him. And she always wondered what it would be like if she actually took the leap and just stayed with him, because he was really sweet. But she came from this toxic background, dealing with an abortion. Like, she had a lot to deal with. So anyway, she's been so back to the present time. She's dating Bronte, and it doesn't say exactly what he does, but I think it's drug related. He doesn't have a 9 to 5 job, and he comes in at odd hours. She doesn't work, so she stays at home, and he pays all the bills. Like, she doesn't have to worry about money. And one night, I think it was her birthday. Her birthday, he calls and tells her to be ready for something special that night. And she doesn't like her birthday because bad stuff happens on her birthday. So but she gets ready anyway. I didn't understand that part. Just tell him that you don't want to celebrate and let that be the end of it. And plus they've been together 7 years. Like, he didn't know that she didn't like her birthday. He didn't know that she didn't like to celebrate her birthday. So anyway, she gets ready. Sat there. He didn't show up. He shows up at 3 o'clock in the morning, jumps straight in the shower, and then comes and jumps in the bed with her. Oh no, she showed out. And they had a big old fight. And somehow I don't know what he got between his legs, but they had some rough sex, honey, and she stayed with him that night. But the next day, I guess it hit her like, this is dumb. Why am I here? So she calls the police and asks, because he wasn't about to let her leave. She told him that. And he did admit to cheating when they got into the argument. But it was so stupid. Like, he said, I may have cheated, but you're the one I come home to. You're the one I love. No, that's not how it works. But what started off the argument was a girl named Jackie had called. Now put a pin in that name because that's going to come up later. So that started the whole argument and the fight. So that the next morning, after they had rough sex and everything, the next morning, she calls the police while he's out doing whatever, going to the corner store, I think she said. She calls the police to help her get her stuff and go to a friend's house. So she sets everything up. Police show up, knock on the door. He had just got back. Police show up. He's like, what? What is this? So, and guess who's one of the cops is? Cortez, the one, her ex that she's been messing around with before she met Bronte. And the one that she lived with their family for a while. So he just kind of looks at her like, girl, what have you been doing with your life? And that's kind of what I was thinking too. Like, what are you doing? So anyway, she goes to her and she stays with her friend Kosha. And Kosha's really nice. She can't stand Bronte, so I like Kosha. I like Kosha. She can't stand Bronte. I can't either. He's a jerk. Nasty. A cheater. I don't care. He paid all them bills. He nasty. Anyway. So she stayed with Kosha. But she starts missing him. Now this guy done cheat on you, put his hands on you, and you blowing up his phone, wondering where he is. So anyway, we're just gonna skip la. She goes back to him and moves in. Kosha was pissed, and I would be too. So they move back in. And they move back in. So one night, this girl shows up. She knocks on the door. Doo, doo, doo. Now this is after he shows up on the, it was some kind of side door that they had at the house or something. And he shows up, knocks on the door, baby, let me in. So she lets him in. She was like, why are you coming in through this side door? Don't you have a key to the house? Girl, let me in. The cops were chasing him. Something happened. There was a shooting. He took off running. So she lets him in and they start fussing. You need to get out this life, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, baby, this is what pays the bills and all this other stuff. And she keeps telling us how dangerous it is and stuff. And all of a sudden, there's a knock at the door. Guess who it is? It's Jackie. It is Jackie. And she has a baby. It's his baby. And she said, oh, y'all want to play house? Well, here you go. And she leaves the baby on the doorstep. Y'all. Oh my God. Who does that? So he takes off running after her. And I don't even know if I should tell the rest. I don't want to tell the whole book. But he gets shot. They both get shot. So I guess the person that was still looking for him found him. Like, why would you go running? You know there's danger out there. Why would you go running after this girl? And he gets shot. So that's where I'm going to leave it right there. So much happens after that. And it kind of triggered me because I want to just choke that girl. Like, where does common sense come in? How to make this make sense? You got this nice, handsome guy, this Cortez, ready to be with you. And you want to hang on to this thug with no future. Like, but anyway, it was a good book. It was well written. It kept me interested, even though I had to take breaks every now and again because she just kept making dumb decisions. But I'm just going to leave it right there. And it was a good book. I really enjoyed it. And I think you should really check her out. Her name is Rain Lee. She's the author, and it's called Memoirs of a Brokenhearted Girl. And thanks for stopping by. I'm going to do another video soon, or do another review. So, and also keep me in your thoughts and prayers. I have COVID. Believe it or not, I have mild symptoms. So just make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell everybody about my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.